Well, yeah, it's 8:55 p.m. I'm actually going to do this video and put it up right after I do it. Um, yeah, let me just read the title. My Messianic Jewish Synagogue Experience is the title of the video. Since my teens, I have visited many churches, temples, synagogues, etc. Sometimes it was simply a discussion group or a lecture on a topic of interest. Today was, if memory serves me correctly, the first time I ever attended a Messianic Jewish service. I was invited by my friend Judith. It lasted 2 hours. The music was lively, complete with hand clapping and dancing. There was even a parade of congregants around the perimeter of seats. First-time visitors were asked to stand and introduce ourselves and say where we live. I gave my name and stated I was from Melbourne, Florida, and going next month to Melbourne, Australia. Surprisingly, the rabbi mentioned me in his sermon, though I don't remember ever meeting him before. The people seemed friendly, and I had short conversations with a handful of people before heading home. I hope to have further and more in-depth dialogue in the future, exploring the spiritual phenomenon of completed Jews and a multitude of Gentiles who worship with them. Yes, it was a surprising experience. My friend had invited me uh, perhaps as much as a year ago. Of course, you all know, if you've been listening to my videos, that I've gone through a lot of uh, health issues and stuff like that over the past year. And so even going anywhere, I didn't start going anywhere till uh, basically till August, I think, is when I started actually uh, going to church again. I mean, I really wasn't doing much of anything except making my videos during the summer months when I was having such a problem breathing. In any case, uh, it was very interesting. The music to me was like my Pentecostal background. I mean, it was very, very lively, even more so than my Pentecostal. I mean, I don't remember them having a corner of the room up front, right next to where the preacher was on the altar part, or the main part of the focal point of the room was, of course, where the pulpit was and everything else. And they had the scrolls and they had a whole bunch. There was a whole bunch of ceremonies that I wasn't familiar with, but they have a place where people actually got up and were dancing, and they were doing a circle dance and going through various motions and stuff like that. It's an organized dance that certain members of the congregation knew how to do. And again, the music was they didn't have their normal band because the flu has hit the congregation, and several of their key people were sick, and so they actually had canned music today for the first time ever. They said they actually played music that was pre-recorded. Uh, so that was an interesting phenomenon, but it was an extremely lively service. It reminded me again of my earlier days in the Assemblies of God and stuff like that. Uh, they gave me this book. I Have a Friend Who's Jewish. Do you? It's written by Don Goldstein, and it's free. And it's not copyrighted. He even invites you to use the book. And I haven't read a lot of it yet. I'm on page 17, I guess, is where I am so far. And it raises some questions that are of concern to me that I need to know more. But I put down on the little visitors sheet that I filled out. I put down that I want further. Um, I welcome further contact with them. So I'm hoping to have the opportunity. I did talk briefly with the rabbi at the end, I was amazed. I think I was the tallest person in the whole room, and I'm 6'4". It seemed I didn't see anybody that looked my height. Everybody looked smaller than me. There were some tall people, don't get me wrong, but not over 6'4", if my eyesight and estimation was correct. But this, again, this was something that maybe it's giving me the opportunity to look at things freshly again, things that I thought I knew about, and I'm exploring again some old issues, and maybe it's going to be part of my shift, because again, when I was given the opportunity, uh, whether or not they were going to operate on me, if I had said that I didn't think I was going to survive, they wouldn't have operated and I wouldn't have survived. My work wasn't done yet. Now, let me just interject something here. There seems to be an awful lot of people that are all of a sudden just totally critical of me. And, some of them are brand new people, and I've unfriended them and blocked them. They may still be able to make comments, and I don't know why it is with this one group that seems to delight in attacking Ron, but that's the case that seems to be. But I'm still dedicated, and this is what the thought that I had of these people. They are trying to play their part in bringing forth the kingdom of heaven on earth, and bringing the Messiah or Jesus into more of a prominent position where we actually have peace on earth. And I mean, I go along with that concept completely. Again, there are some things in the book that, in regard to the modern nation of Israel, which I have not seen as fulfillment of biblical prophecy, because I don't consider most of the ruling Jews in Israel to be true Jews. They're Khazarians. And I don't know how that fits into this whole thing, and that's something that I have to discover through further communication, whatnot. But in any case, I fully enjoyed myself in that 2 hours today. I was actually there longer than 2 hours because I was talking to people afterwards. But it's something that I will probably do again. They meet on Saturdays, not Sundays. So tomorrow I will be going to my Unity of Melbourne service. And then, of course, the following weekend I'll be traveling, but I'll be going to Unity of Melbourne in Australia. That's my hope and expectation. And I'll be meeting with, hopefully, the Judith and the other wonderful people that are part of the Seekers. But we'll see. We'll see how things happen. I had a nice conversation with my friend. I'm not going to name him, but my friend who was part of Swiss Indo with me and who actually invited me into Swiss Indo. He's going to actually come to Melbourne. He has a relative in Melbourne, and he's working on helping me find some additional places that I can possibly stay for a period of time, although nothing is confirmed at this point. But anyway, I ask you to pray for me, and you people that are criticizing, I ask you to please get your own life. I mean, what do you get out of criticizing an old man who wants to do good for humanity? I don't get that. But anyway, those of you that still love me and still believe in my vision of a better world and of peace on earth, pray for me that I will be able somehow, by the graces of God, to fulfill that which I have believed was my mission, my role, since I was a boy, since I was a little kid. So if you please consider holding me up in prayer, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you again for listening, and for those of you that support me, for that support. Namaste.